Hi everyone, my name is Tal and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to create click interaction in Editor X. Let's start. Let's create a new section and add all the design elements to the section. We'll start by building the design, and once we're finished, we can add the effect we need. To make sure our site is responsive, we will set the element's value in percentage, which is a relative unit, instead of pixels, which are a fixed unit. We will choose all the elements on the globe and place them together in one container. For each element, we will set the docking up and to the left. Note that the element is checked as scale proportionally and that there is no high or minimum high left on the element. Now let's add and design our buttons. Great! The design is ready, and now we can add the effects we want. For each image, we'll have two states: hide, which we will set as a default, and show. Select the first image, go to the Inspector panel, select Interactions, Effect, and add a new custom effect that we'll name it Mexico. When editing the effect, we create two states: our effect Mexico and the initial state, the way it will look when the page loads. In the Mexico effect, we want the image to display, so we'll set the opacity to 100. In the initial state, we want the image to start as hidden, so let's change the opacity to 0. For the grow effect, we'll set the scale X and Y to 0. Let's see the effect in action. Let's repeat these steps for all other images. Great, all the images are ready, so let's move to our buttons. I would like to add some opacity to the buttons, so when I click on one button, the other will change the opacity to 60%. Select the button and add a new custom effect. In the button effect, we'll change the opacity to 60. Do the same for all the other buttons. Great, our effects are ready. Now we'll add what will trigger the effects. When we click on the button, this should trigger the effect of the images and buttons we created. Select Mexico button, go to the Inspector panel and select Trigger. Select Click. In the Open drop-down menu, we will choose to select the affected element on the canvas, which is our Mexico image, and apply the effect we created. Now, by clicking the Mexico button, the image of Mexico will show, but we also need to make sure we hide the rest of the images. So let's create another trigger, and this time remove the effect from the next image. We will repeat this for all the other images. Let's do the same for the other buttons. Let's preview. Now let's do the same for our buttons. The effect we created changed their opacity. This time we do the exact opposite. We will remove the effect from each button, so it's basically back to the initial state, which is 100% opacity. And then we'll apply the effect for the rest of the buttons, which adjust the opacity to 60%. We will do the same for each button. Let's preview once more. Finally, we can add a restart button, that by clicking it, we remove all the effects from the elements we created, so the design is back to the start. Great, this looks perfect. Hope you enjoyed my tutorial. See you next time.